Hey everyone, it's me, the e-bike cowboy, and for today's video, we're going to be doing a review on the Rippin Moto floating 250mm rotor. So, let's get to it. So, we got these from Rippin Moto. We got them from Peter. Nice guy. Sorry it took us so long to do what we promised. It's been hot. It took Hillary to cool it down for us to even do this today. But I apologize. But anyway, I'm going to be trying out, this is MX Electric's bike, by the way. I'm going to be trying out his bike and see how I feel in comparison, because I've been riding my Talaria X3 and that has a 220mm rotor. So that's going to be interesting. So it's going to be like a first time. But before we do any of that, here's MX Electric to give you all the details and specs about it.
Well, I've been riding today my Surron here, and I haven't rode this one in a while. And so we got these rotors, like e-bike cowboy said, from Rippin Moto, and I put them on. It's just, yeah, we just couldn't ride. So it's a couple days past Hillary hitting in our county here, and so it's nice today. I think it's only going to get to like 96, so this is good riding weather for us. And so I took it out, broke in my brakes, and this thing's got some good brakes. This is, you know, the rotors are a little bigger, so you're worried about, well, what about in ruts or things like that? It's not really a problem as long as you got at least, 16-inch rear tire. I measured, and actually the rotor sticking below the 220mm rotor, it's only a ½ inch more. So if you drop into a rut and you were going to bend or break your 220 rotor, you would, this one too, but you're not going to hurt this one any more than any of the other ones. So that's about it. They got really good feel. Now we're going to go and do some testing and go from there.
Okay, I'm on this bike that has the Rippin Moto rotors and all that. So see this telephone pole? I'm going to cross that on this bike and then on that Talaria that has a 220mm rotor. And then we're just going to compare how good the braking distance is once you hit the brakes. We'll just, what do you say? Both brakes or just front brake?
No, both brakes.
Okay, so we'll be using a combination of both brakes, and then we'll chalk it to see which bike got farther away, had the better stopping distance. Okay, so did you bring the chalk?
What chalk?
What do you mean what chalk? The one I had set out.
Oh, I didn't know what that was for.
I literally carry everything. Do you see the backpack I have to bring?
I'm old.
Okay, let's do this. Holy moly.
Not bad. Okay, we'll just put it right here.
Stick number 1. Okay, on the Talaria XXX, 220mm on here. Let's do this. Okay, we need to get it to 30. Dang. Yeah, I can tell a difference.
Right here. It's on your back.
Okay. Okay, so this stick was the Surron's, right?
Yep.
And that stick is the Talaria.
Yeah, it's about 10 feet difference.
Okay. So the left was 250, and the right was 220. That's a big difference.
Well, let's see what I can do on your Talaria.
He's gonna try to beat my high score. You did worse than I did.
I'm doing 35 miles an hour.
You still did worse.
One here. Yeah, that's good.
One more to go. Okay, second first, same as the first. Okay, get a stick.
Right there. That's good. Okay, that's so that shows how far. Here's where I stopped on with my Surron with the Rippin Moto rotors, and here's where I stopped with the Talari.
There's this skitty looking thing.
That's where it was. That's how big of a difference.
Wow, so the Rippin Moto is actually pretty great.
Yeah, and I couldn't do much better on the Talari because I was already locking up the wheels, and then you're gonna just lose control. So, and this here was at 35. It's just I have a little advantage with Shane on brakes because I've been taught by one of the best how to use them. So
Yeah, don't be rubbing it in.
yeah, this thing works really good. I'm surprised. So that is not very far, and that was 35 miles an hour. These work really good. Well, I would say these Rippin Moto 250 millimeter rotors are definitely worth the money. They're just over $100 for the floating rotors, and if you're going to spend the money and do it, go ahead and get those, because then they don't end up dragging as they get hot. They'll adjust themselves. I'd just like to thank the Talaria boys, because that's where I originally seen the thing about Rippin Moto and these big rotors. You know, they're almost as big as like what a Honda or, you know, a full-fledged motocross bike has on them, and you're at like half the weight. So they work really good. So give, you know, Peter a call and get you a set. Now, one thing is the bolt hole size on the front rotors seems like it's just a little bigger than the bolt for your front titanium bolts if you go that way. I got warp 9s. But just tighten it up. I haven't had any issues. On the back, it's the same as the front, and so the back ones fit real good, just like a regular Surron. And the brackets were real easy to put on. Everything just went together. So I have my TRP brake in the front, and then my back is just a stock Surron with just a TRP semi-metallic pads front and back. And you know, this thing works really good. And obviously we're not racing them, but if you were, bigger brakes is you can go into the corners deeper and make a lot of passes. That's what I always liked about when I raced KTMs. They had bigger brakes than everybody else, and they were good, and you could do a lot of passing entering corners. So love the way my bike feels. That's just kind of the last little niche. As you give them more go power, you need more whoa power. So I would highly recommend this. So yeah, just give Peter a call and tell him MX Electric and E-Bike Cowboy sent you. Okay, too hip, gotta go.
Well, that was a review of the 250 free-floating rotor from Rippin Moto. I would say after I had the chance to use them, I'd say they work really good. I would definitely put those on something faster. Like if I was to do, say, a cool setup on my Surron, like a new controller, a BAC 4000 or a KO Nano or something like that, I would definitely be using those Rippin Moto rotors. Well, if you've been enjoying this video, why not consider giving it a thumbs up? If you've been enjoying my content, why not consider to subscribe? And I will see you on the trail, my amigos.